Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Simply Cards by Kathy. I'm Kathy Ondas, and today is Wednesday, January 17th, 2024. And it's not a time I'm usually on with you, but I wanted to jump on. I'm kind of playing catch up after being sick for those 3 weeks. And I made a card I really wanted to share with you. Now, the card is part of the Crafty Collaboration Sweet Treat blog hop, which goes live at 11 o'clock today. But I am using the Ice Cream Swirl Bundle, but I wanted to show you how to use it for other than ice cream. So I am going to flip this camera down and we're going to get started. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy you found me. I hope you like what you see and hit that subscribe button. And if you're with me live or you're catching me on the replay, I'm so glad that you came back. And thank you for all that you do to help me grow my channel. So let's flip this camera down and let's get started. Okay, today we are using the Ice Cream Swirl Bundle. This is a photopolymer stamp set, and you can see the ice cream, but I'm focusing on all these sweet treats, and I'm going to show you how I did that. It is paired up with the Ice Cream Swirl dies. We are going to be using this, but not for the ice cream cone. We're going to use it to make a bowl to hold all our sweet treats. We're also going to be using all the dies that cut those little sweet treats out. So I'm going to grab these, set them off to the side because we're going to need them, and we're going to get started. Now, I am actually casing a card that was in our catalog. I wanted to case this card. When I first saw this stamp set, the ice cream didn't catch my eye. It was how I could put all the other pieces together to make something else. So I put a little bit of a twist on this, but made it my own, but really casing that card. So let's get started. And we're going to work backwards. We're going to stamp, and we're going to die cut everything, and then we're going to be able to very easily put that card together. So I want to make the bowl to hold all my sweet treats. To do that, I'm going to use the ice cream cone, the large die. I'm also going to use the inside that does all of the cross hatching so that it looks like you have a cone. Now, I'm guessing my bowl could be a waffle bowl. So I'm going to just adhere this down with just a piece of tape, and we're going to run this through my mini cut and emboss machine. So let me bring this up here, and I know it's close. And I am going to slide this through, and we're going to just run this through and cut out our cone. So I am going to hang on to this because it's kind of slipping here. Oh, let's see. All right, let's try that again. I'm not sure why it's not going through. Let's see. All right, let's try something else here. I'm going to grab my big cut and emboss machine, which is going to be off camera. So just hang with me for a minute, and we're going to get this started. There we go. All right. So what I have now is this cone. So, and I want this part of it to be my bowl. So I'm going to just take my snips, or actually I'm going to take my paper cutter because I think I'll get a much better cut that way. And I'm going to bring it in so you can see it. And I'm going to line this up so that my crease from my cone is lined up right within the track mark of the blade. And I'm just going to cut that through. So now we have two pieces. Now I'm going to cut it right here within that line. And I could do that with my snips very easily. So let's do that. And I'm simply going to cut here and snip this here. And look at, here's our bowl. Now this is pool party, and I'll show you why in just a minute, how I chose that color. So here's our bowl for all of our sweet treats. Next, I'm going to bring in a piece of basic white. And I already mounted all the stamps for the sweet treats on one stamp. And I gave myself enough room so that I could get the dies around each one of them to cut this out. Now I'm going to use Stampin' Blends to color. So I'm using the Tuxedo Black Memento ink to ink this up. And we're going to go ahead and stamp this. Now, because it's a photopolymer stamp set, I am going to bring in my piercing mat because I want to make sure that I get a nice crisp image. Whoa, the camera tipped there. A nice crisp image to be able to color. And I'm going to give that just a second to dry. All right. Now, I've got a ton of Stampin' Blends here, and we're going to color these. They're going to be really easy to color, and I'm going to start off with this, like, looks like a straw, but it's like one of those rolled cookies that you might see in the store, and I have pecan pie here, and I'm going to use the dark, and I'm just going to go ahead and add some accents where these lines are. Now, if you're watching me and you can pinch your screen to kind of zoom in a little bit, go ahead and do that. And then I'm going to go ahead here, and with the wider end, I am going to just go ahead and color and blend those in. I thought this was a really fun stamp set, but I liked it. I love the ice cream cone, and I've used that before, but I really liked it because of all the other pieces, parts. This would be a great set you could pair up with the milkshake stamp set. Now, I am bringing in sweet sorbet, and I'm using that for the cherry, but I'm also going to use lemon lolly for that. So let's turn that around. I'm going to start off with, I'm using the bullet points, which I don't usually do, but I like those more and more. And I'm going to start off with the dark sweet sorbet, and I'm just going to add some accents up at the top. And now I'm going to blend with my light sweet sorbet. And just going to kind of blend around here. But one of the things I want to do, when I was in the grocery store the other day, I saw cherries that had like a little bit of yellow on them. They weren't the Bing cherries. I'm not sure what they were, but I thought how neat to be able to add a little extra color to that. So I'm adding that, and then I'm going to come back in with my bullet and just blend a little bit more. All right, so we have 2 of the 4 done. Next is our strawberry, and for that I chose a real red. So I'm going to start off again with my dark real red. That's what I usually do, is start off. You can do whichever you like. And I'm just going to add some accents. And I'm going to go ahead on some of these dark spots here that the stamp has provided for us, where you have the seeds of the strawberry, and just add a little bit of the dark real red. And then I'm going to come in with my light real red and just blend some more. So not hard coloring, not anything special, I guess. But just blending a couple colors together, adding some extra colors if you wanted to, like I did with the cherry. Just kind of make it your own. Okay, so there's my strawberry. And I want to come back in with the real red and just add a little bit more accent along the side and the top. There we go. Now I'm using Mossy Meadow for the leaves of the strawberry, and I'm just going to use the dark. They're a really small area and not really much there to blend. So I decided to just go with coloring those in. And then last, for my lifesaver, I'm going to use bubble bath. I want to say bubble gum. And I'm going to use lemon lolly for the lifesaver. Hi, Susan. Thanks for joining me. I'm using my dark bubble bath or bubble gum, whatever you want to call it. I call it is bubble bath. And just adding a little bit of accent there. Now, I want to come in with my light bubble bath, and I'm going to go ahead and color in every other one here. And just blend in a little bit of that dark bubble bath. And we're going to come in and add some more here. And you can do as much blending or as little as you want to. I love to color, so I tend to try to add a little bit more. For me, coloring is relaxing. And then I'm going to come back in with my light and just kind of blend that in a little bit. Now, remember when you're using your blends, the color is going to be a little bit different and the blending is going to look a little different once it's dry. And then last, I'm going to use my lemon lolly. And this is the light. And I'm just going to come in here and finish up those two stripes. And then we will die cut these and we will be ready to put our card together. Now I have colored and die cut another set of these sweet treats is what I'm calling them. Because we're going to be using more than one set. So here's our colors. Now, the one thing I want to add to my lifesaver is some Winkostella. You know, lifesavers are hard candy and they're shiny. So I wanted to add a little bit of that sheen so that my lifesaver looked shiny, like hard candy. So we're going to let that dry for a second while I go ahead and put down my die cuts. Now, the die cuts, I do tape mine down because I don't have luck holding them down. And I use the Post-it note tape. That just seems to work well for me. Use washi tape, whatever you have. And you'll be able to hold those down. Now I'm going to go ahead and the lifesaver has a bar between it because it kind of cuts the center out. So that is why that's there. And then the last is that little cherry. Now the cherry, I forgot to color the stem. So I'm just going to pull in my pecan pie here, add a little color, and we're going to get this cut out. All right. So that looks good. All right. Susan, I agree. I thought making the bowl out of that cone was so much fun. It just gives a whole new dimension of what you can do with this stamp set. Now I'm going to run these through my cut and emboss machine, and it's right next to me, so I'll be right back with you. And then we're going to put this card together. So here we go. We have everything that we need. So let's take these away. And you can see, I'm going to pick up that lifesaver so you can see just how it came out, because I just think it looks so cute. And hopefully you can see a little bit of the sheen on it. Now, I mentioned to you that this card is part of the Crafty Collaborations blog hop. The theme for this month is sweet treats. And I believe there's 17 or 18 of us in this blog hop. That if you go to my YouTube channel right down below in the description, as soon as it's done, I will post the link to that blog post, and you'll be able to go over there, see this card, see measurements, see supplies, but there's going to be links to all those other posts from demonstrators from around the world, where you'll be able to get inspiration and see the cards they made portraying sweet treats. Now, I have a piece of Flirty Flamingo here, and I chose Flirty Flamingo because I wanted to use a piece of designer series paper from the Lighter Than Air. That's the hot air balloon bundle. But I just thought this was cheery and really a lot of fun. So for my first, I took all the colors from here and incorporated them into my sweet treats. So my first layer is a layer of basic white that I dry embossed using the painted texture embossing folder. And this is 4 by 5 1/4. And again, you're going to have all the measurements over on my website in just a few minutes. So we're going to go ahead and adhere this to our card front. Next is my piece of designer series paper. And this is 1.5 inches by, I want to make sure that I get this down, which is why I do like to use my glue, because with the crevices with the embossing folders, I think it sticks down, or kind of sticks a little better. So there we go. Now I have a 1.5 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of designer series paper from Lighter Than Air, which is where I got my pool party to use for the bowl. I thought it just was a nice contrast against the paper. So here's our bowl, and we're going to go ahead and mount that right now. Now I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals because I want to be able to tuck some of those sweet treats inside the upper edge of the bowl. So one of the things to be mindful of is when you're putting your dimensionals on, is you don't want to go all the way up to the top, because then you aren't going to be able to tuck anything in there. The dimensionals are going to be in the way. So I kind of went to the top of where those crosshatch marks are from the die cut. And that gives me plenty of room to then add my sweet treats. So I'm going to grab my pick tool, and we're going to take these off. Now, with the sweet treats, the fruit and the candy and those straw cookies or rolled cookies, I know there's a name for them. I just don't know what it is. Hi, Roberta. Good morning. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to use multi-purpose glue and Stampin' Dimensionals to tuck those in. All right, so remember I said I had cut a set of those out. Well, I already have dimensionals on those. So these I'm going to leave without dimensionals until I figure out how we're going to use them. So I'm going to start off with the Lifesaver, and I'm just going to use some glue, and I want to tuck this back in here. Now I'm going to come in with a strawberry, and I'm going to use one with dimensionals because I want that to stand up. Now, I did add the dimensionals ahead of time, and we're going to tuck this one right in about here. Next, I want to add the other Lifesaver. And this one I did not add Winkostella to yet, so we're going to do that afterwards. But I'm going to go ahead, and this has dimensionals, and I think I'm going to tuck this right in here. Now, my strawberry doesn't need dimensionals because I'm going to add this one in here. So all I need is either a glue dot or a little dot of glue. So I'm just using my multi-purpose glue, and I'm going to set him right in there along there. Now my straw, my first cookie straw, I'm going to tuck in and just glue it in behind my Lifesaver. So this is going to go in here off at an angle. And then I'm going to come in with my other cookie straw, which has dimensionals on it. And we're going to tuck this in, I guess right back in here. Let's see. I don't like it there. I'm going to lift this up just a little bit so I can get to the, I don't like that. Let's go with one. And then the cherry, because it's going to sit on the Lifesaver, all I'm going to do is add a little bit of, or it's going to sit off to the side. I do have a dimensional on there that's going to sit on the cookie. And it's right there. Okay, now our other cherry, I'm going to actually just add it to the bottom of my bowl. I just want it to look like it's kind of laying there at the bottom. So there's that. And then I did stamp my greeting ahead of time, and it says, "Hope your day is sweet." So I'm going to add that, and I did fussy cut it. You can just trim it to use it as is. I just wanted to add a little bit of, I don't know, the waviness of the fussy cut. And we're going to go ahead and put this right here. Okay, so here's our bowl. Now next I'm going to pull in the 2022-2024 baker's twine, and I'm just going to make a small bowl. This is the Sweet Sorbet, but it's so close to Flirty Flamingo. It goes really well with this card. So I'm doubling up my thread to make a double bow, and I'm just going to pull this through and then work my bow so I do want it smaller. And then we're going to cut these. So I'm going to trim this off and trim this, cut these because of the loop, and trim them a little bit. All right. And then I'm just going to take a glue dot to attach this over here to the corner of my bowl. So let's do that here and pick that up. And I'm just going to add that right there. And then pull my little tails down. And then I thought it'd be cute to add a heart, since I'm saying hope your day is sweet. And I'm using the adhesive back hearts and flowers. So I'm going to grab one of these hearts right here with my pick tool. And I'm simply going to add it right here. So here's the outside of our card. Now for the inside, I kept it really simple. I'm using just a strip of matching designer series paper. It's 3/8 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to add that to the bottom of my card, or my layer, basic white layer. And then I'm just going to adhere this to the inside of the card. I am going to leave it blank until I'm ready to send it before I add a greeting or either stamped or a handwritten message. All right, there's a piece of our baker's twine. So let's add this here and just get it centered a little bit better than it is. And here's our card. So let me show you. I did do one before this where I did use 2 of the cookies, but being able to use the Ice Cream Swirl Bundle for something other than ice cream. So let me bring you back to me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. It'll help me grow my channel. And if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. You'll be notified when I do a new video or I go live. And don't forget to stop by my website and download the PDF, but also go ahead and visit the other demonstrators and see their beautiful cards for sweet treats and inspiration. I'll see you soon. I'll be back on Friday night at 7 p.m. Have a great day, everybody.